time. Talking about criticisms of insecurity bedeviling some parts of the country, and he has also expressed his reservations with the frequent visits to France. Now, I saw a publication on the Daily Trust newspaper, right? I think that was last week Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, where they were able to put together the number of days that the president has actually spent outside the country, particularly in France. So according to a report, the president has actually spent 59 days in 8 trips to France. 59 days and counting, perhaps. Yes. So there's a breakdown to that effect from 2023 to 2024 and now 2025. But is his visit to France for good reason or reasons, as it were? All right. I mean, that's definitely going to be a conversation for another day. Let me quickly introduce myself and the show. My name is Omoife Peace Osemere. You can call me Efe for short. There are other titles that I'll let family members, chew on this morning. And this is the Eagles Morning Rise Breakfast Show, packed with a lot for your listening and viewing pleasure. We started off with the news at 6:45 a.m. this morning. And one thing that is actually worth noting is the fact that the Nigerian Army actually just named a Lieutenant Colonel Anele Onyechi Apollonia as the acting director of public relations. And according to our correspondent, the new Army spokesperson had previously served as public relations officer in the office of the Chief of Army Staff. And well, according to report, she is the first woman to hold this position in the history of the Nigerian Army. Congratulations. Yes, congratulations to Lieutenant Colonel Anele Apollonia, right? And, this hour, I'm going to be intimating you on 10 things that you need to know for today, and that will be followed very quickly with the front pages of Nigerian newspapers. I don't know, the number of national dailies I have this morning, there are quite a few, and that's because some of these national dailies are yet to publish, the front page, of their dailies. So I'm just going to chew on these ones that I have and probably, peep, in between to see if the other national dailies have been published. All right, you also get the opportunity to call in to share your 2 cents like you always do, right? I mean, that's something we don't take for granted. And for people who would say that, oh no, politics, current affairs is none of my business, but I would like to concern myself with sports, soccer, football, to all the Real Madrid fans and what have you, I don't know. Okay, Vicky Vic will be right here at 8 a.m. this morning to absolutely all that you need to know coming from the world of sports. You get to call in at that time as well, to share your 2 cents. I would have loved to mention some religious listeners and contributors on the sports show, but if I do that now, some people would actually perceive me or see me to be a biased person. Like, why didn't you memorize, the names of all the contributors on the show? So Sports on Eagle Wings is actually big for 8 a.m. this morning with the only sports minister on radio, Vicky Vic. Right. And of course, at 9 a.m. this morning, I would make a comeback to talk politics and current affairs. And today on Eagles Outlook, well, of course, the focus is going to be on politics. But this time around, we're going to be focusing on the youth. We thought it wise to, have a conversation that would actually cover the concerns of Nigerian youth. Now, when you take a look at the progression of events in Nigerian political space, would you say that the youth have really been very active in politics? Do they really partake or even involve themselves with the whole election or electoral process? Now, this is one conversation we're going to be talking about very extensively with a number of youth and probably a public affairs analyst, to react to their observations. Now, the INEC chair, Mahmoud Yakubu, has actually urged youth to champion peaceful elections in Africa. And beyond championing peaceful and credible elections across the continent, he has also charged them to be very much active and present in the course of, electoral, process, not just in Nigeria, but across Africa as a continent. Now, we're going to be focusing on Nigerian youth. Would you say that they've developed a cold feet all of a sudden? And could it be for obvious reasons? But whatever it is, hold your thoughts up until 9 a.m. this morning. At 10 a.m., it'll be time for the general open banter, and it's always a jolly ride, like I would say. But I'm not going to spill yet. That way, I am able to keep you on the edges of your seat to stay on this dial up until that time. All right. So all of these will be accompanied with the very best of music up until 12 noon, when I will be handing over to my colleague Cassandra, all right, to take you through the Sunny Side show today. Once again, I am Omo Ife Osemer, and very quickly, let me let you know that we have a very strong presence on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, now X, and also TikTok at Eagles FM Abuja. I'd like to encourage you to join the conversation right now. It is being streamed on Facebook and YouTube at Eagles FM Abuja, and please do well to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think some of you are already relenting, and no, that is not good. That is not a tradition here, right? So as a family member that you are, a proud one at that, please ensure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tell someone to tell someone about the YouTube channel and have them subscribe. It's very important. You know, we create all of these contents with love, just for your viewing and listening pleasure. God bless you. That being said, let us quickly take a look at 10 things that you need to know this beautiful Thursday morning. Starting off with the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, he has fired back at the People's Democratic Party governors who rejected coalition or merger with any other political party, and he also gave a hint of likely dumping the PDP to realize his bid to contest the election. What is going on here? Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar hinting of likely dumping the PDP. Okay. One would have thought that we've seen it all with the defections from one party to the other. But if he is going to what other party do you think the former vice president would like to pitch his tent? The APC, the Labour Party, the SDP, the NNPP, the AP, the BBB? Oh, all right. I know there are a truckload of political parties in Nigeria, but whatever it is, our fingers are crossed really to see how things would actually unfold in the days to come, right? The House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on Rivers State Oversight has invited the state's sole administrator, Vice Admiral Ibok Ete-Ibas, retired, to appear before it on Thursday for an interactive session. Now, this was contained in a statement issued by the spokesman of the House, Akin Rotimi Jr., on Wednesday. All right, and away from Rivers State, Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals is building cost of premium motor spirit PMS, commonly known as petrol. Now, the new price is set at 835 naira per liter, down from 865 naira per liter implemented 6 days ago, marking a 3.5% decrease. Right, and now some industry experts are even saying that with the drop in global oil price or prices, there is every possibility that the price of PMS would even reduce further, even in the days to come. I'm sure a number of family members will be saying hallelujah. We can't wait for that to happen eventually. But if you are anticipating something around 450 naira, well, let's be realistic, it's probably going to be a gradual process. All right, now Governor of Kogi State has petitioned to his IGP over alleged defamatory statements made against him by the suspended senator representing Kogi Central Senatorial District in the National Assembly, Senator Natasha Akpoti. And recall also that there is a court, ruling. That's actually kind of like barred Senator Natasha Akpoti from the accused. We're talking about the Senate president, by the way. So right now, one is just wondering perhaps how the suspended Senator Natasha Akpoti is going to react to this petition, coming from former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello. But those were really very strong allegations, leveled against former governor Yahaya Bello by the suspended senator. But if you have proof, like Yahaya Bello is saying, please provide the proof. And this proves that you have, and they have to be very, very strong evidence. Following the recent attacks in Plateau State, which have led to the loss of lives and destruction of property, the state of Caleb Muswang has issued new measures to check the incidents. Now, the governor, in a statewide broadcast on Wednesday, said the measures included prohibition of night grazing and transportation of cattle after 7 p.m., as well as restriction of motorcycle movement from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. statewide. Now, one would say that's a step in the right direction. I mean, for starters, right? And away from Plateau State, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 elections, Peter Obi, has asked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to immediately return home to confront rising insecurity. Now, he said this on his X handle amid the rising spate of violence incidents and banditry in Plateau, Zamfara, Borno, and some other parts of the country. Now, of course, this concern is not just coming from the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. It's also come from the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, aka LUP, in the 2023 elections, Peter Obi, right? Okay. And now the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and the Securities and Exchange Commission, they have vowed to hunt down operators of Ponzi schemes nationwide. The federal government agencies declared this on Wednesday following the collapse of the digital asset platform, that's the CBEX. And we also understand that they are collaborating with the Interpol, right, to hunt and even clamp down on the owners, you know, or the operators of the Ponzi scheme. But looking at how much Nigerians actually have lost to this Ponzi scheme, it's a lot. And I've been seeing views and counter views on social media. Some, instead of you to even show a little bit of concern, some are just being insensitive with their unsolicited opinions, saying that, oh, you all want to make quick money, quick gains and all of that. You don't want to work hard. You want to cut corners. Come on. Come on. May not happen to you. Amen. Did it happen to me? No. Am I a victim? No. But I'm just saying that we should be somewhat sensitive to the plight of these people at this point in time. Now, the Nigeria Customs Service has arraigned a Chinese national, Zheng Chao Hong, also known as Zheng Giopeng. Now, this name's very fun. And a Nigerian woman, Amaka Marcos, over an illegal possession of 7,200 kilograms of pangolin scales. Now, the duo were brought before Justice Yeli Mbogoro of the Federal High Court in Lagos on a 3-count charge bordering on conspiracy, unlawful possession, and illegal dealing in pangolin scales, a specimen of endangered wildlife species. Okay. All right. But what were they really doing? One everything is more like you horse Lagos. Kumar has the revelation of where he highlighted the city for and more to side direction. They have been arrested. Spread suspected Boko Haram. Okay, so this calls to each and every state government at this point in time. They have to push all of them and the concerned government. Please mount your guard, all right? On Wednesday, in Gravity, and housing the present task force within 3 weeks. In and just thanks you know for today. Very quickly, let us take that from just very news very and I'll put down the numbers for you. I want to send you just write and voice notes as conversational on the front page. 09705 is the number that you can send your notes to, and 4087688 is one of the numbers you can actually 300 now handing down on the number. Yeah, listen, that was a flash. You so this morning, listen to the big news story right there from the oil sector. 800 naira per litre site as oil prices fall. PMS drops again as Dangote cuts export rate to 8 naira litre. Crude now $65 per barrel from $75 per barrel. Now, you find that big news story on page 29 of the Punch newspaper this morning. That is most definitely going to be a good read for you. And now, emergency rule is the kicker. Rivers women protest again. Reps panel summons a buzz. It's been from one protest to the other in Rivers State. And I tell you, there are photographs right here to back up this headline. And you see these women dressed in red with their maybe tribal or traditional or cultural wrapper. I don't know what it is called, but they look so unhappy. All right, but you find details of our story on page 35 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And away from Rivers State, Nigeria cuts power supply to Niger Republic. Should that be a step in the right direction? Should I ring the bell to that? Oh, come on. I'm not going to make a storm in a teacup over that, but I'm sure that you want to chew on that this morning. You find details of our story on page 11 this morning. Hundreds of Boko Haram suspects arrested in Lagos. This is coming from the CJTF, that's the Civilian Joint Task Force. You find details on pages 4 and 5. 2027 is the kicker. Coalition to unseat Tinubu gaining ground, says Atiku. Is that so? You find details on page 37, all right, and Northern governors in joint push against resurgent attacks. You find that one on page 2. That's a step in the right direction, by the way. All the governors in the northern part of the country coming together, strategizing, dialoguing on how to give these insurgents, these non-state actors, a run for their money. EFCC, Securities and Exchange Commission, that's SEC, moved to dismantle Ponzi schemes. I mean, it's long overdue, actually. Honestly, they need to be dismantled because they always come with very promising, prospects, and you just fall victim. It's really very sad. You find details on page 29. Tinubu's France retreat sparks backlash amid rising insecurity. You find details on page 2. Plateau killings is the kicker. Police arrest key suspect. Governor bans night grazing. You find details on page 36. And I'll leave it there for the Punch newspaper this morning. The Daily Trust newspaper is leading almost differently now, not completely differently, if you ask me. Federal government makes peace move to Niger Republic. Tugar meets with country's delegation in Niamey, and you find details on the front page. It continues right on pages 3 and 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Making peace move to Niger Republic. What are the issues? Can we place them on the table? All right. CPC Group affirms loyalty to APC. Tinubu amid defection speculations. All right. That's on page 13. Filling stations yet to adjust as Dangote reduces petrol price again. That's on page 23. Isn't that just a tradition for some Nigerians, especially the stakeholders in the petroleum sector? Now that the price of PMS has been reduced, it is taking forever for you guys to adjust your pump price. What is going on? But the moment they jack it up, it's always less than a minute. You see, they'll just, review it upward. And, can we just help ourselves grow? All right, you find details on page 23. EFCC launches manhunt for CBEX promoters, vows to recover investors' money. You find that one on page 16. And villagers flee as gunmen attack Benue communities again. Now, it's really very beyond heartbreaking, as a matter of fact. Like, when you get to review these headlines almost every now and then, I'm sure if I say every day, it will look like I'm just trying to heat up the polity and cause a stir, but it's beginning to look like it. Again, villagers flee as gunmen attack Benue communities. You find that on page 6, and some Nigerians are saying that, come on, declare a state of emergency across these states, bedeviled by insecurity before things actually get out of hand. Now, Boko Haram kills 6 in attacks on Adamawa communities. That's on page 27. 2027 is the kicker. We will ride any vehicle that guarantees good governance. Atiku is the one talking there. You'll find details on page 12. 36 cows killed, 42 poisoned in Plateau as governor bans night grazing. Now, is there really any justification for that? Is that supposed to be like some reprisal attack or something where you kill 36 cows and poison 42 of them? Let us allow the state government and the security agencies, weigh in and deal decisively with the issues on ground. Let us not, escalate the whole situation more than it is already. Anyways, you find details on page 31 of the Daily Trust newspaper. The Guardian newspaper is up next. National headcount is the kicker. Insecurity, economic concerns trail Tinubu's push for fresh census. You find details on page 6. It's actually long overdue, one would say. Now, there's a breakdown to that effect right there. Population at last count in 2006 was 140 million. Current estimated population is 236.52 million. All right. Now, it's just to show that we have more persons or people since 2006. Now, that is with 96.5 million increase from this breakdown that we are seeing. All right. And in a percentage point, the population growth rate is already put at 2.52%. Life expectancy put at 54.6. Literacy rate at 62%. That's actually above average. All right. And the GDP growth rate is 3.4%. You find details on page 6. That is most likely going to be a good rate for you, dear listener. All right. And fresh killings in Benue community claim 10. You find details on page 30. REA, that is the Rural Electrification Agency, Lagos, to replace over 4 million generators with rooftop solar. That is supposed to send some sort of message to the power sector that people, they've now looked beyond the epileptic power supply. Now people have, adopted alternatives that's probably working for them at this point in time. But you find details on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Reps summon sole administrator as Rivers women demand end to emergency rule. You find that one on page 7. Lukman alleges PDP governors aiding Tinubu as Atiku intensifies coalition agenda. Lukman alleges PDP governors aiding Tinubu as Atiku intensifies coalition agenda. Now, that's one strong allegation there to say that the governors or PDP governors are actually aiding Tinubu. What does that mean? All right, federal government launches plan, approves 15 billion naira to curb flood disasters. Okay. 15 billion naira to curb flood disasters. Okay, that's on page 4. So is this supposed to be different from the ecological fund? I don't know. Don't lose faith in democracy. INEC chairman tells African youth. You find details on page 4. Federal government, World Bank in fresh $17 billion poverty reduction deal. You find details on page 3. Suspend France trip to address insecurity. Obi tells Tinubu. That's on page 3. And still on page 3, Dangote crashes petrol price by 30 naira per litre. Refines 3.5 billion litres in 7 months. I'll leave it there for the Guardian newspaper this morning. The Nation newspaper is leading with Masari Al-Makura, Adamu, others as the kicker. We remain with Tinubu. CPC bloc won't quit APC. An excerpt right there says we align ourselves fully with the economic and governance reforms being undertaken by President Tinubu. You find details on the front page. It continues on page 4. PDP governors cannot stop coalition train, says Atiku. You find details on page 5 as well. And APC takes control of Edo Assembly with 15 members to PDP's 9. Right, details on page 7. Plateau bans night grazing, restores vigilante patrols, and move to end killings. You find that one on page 4. Why NBA should refund 300 million naira to Rivers. This is by Banwo Adegboruwa. I'll leave it there this morning, right? I'd like to encourage you to grab a copy of any of these national dailies to read through to get concrete details of the reviewed headlines. Let's quickly go pay these bills. When we come back, it'll be time for you to call in to share your 2 cents. Do join us again.
Abuja, you're in luck. It's the upgrade promo from My Abuja Home Limited. For their Broadwater estate and plots in Gwagwalada, get 250 square meter for just 700k when you make an outright payment. That's a whopping 81% discount, or go premium with 500 square meters for only 1 million naira. That's 80% of the original price of 5 million naira. With our authentic FCT land document, you have no issues at all. We have a flexible payment plan for up to 12 months for your convenience. Get your land in Broadwater estate Estate, Paiko, Gwagwalada. Now, with green environment, accessible roads, power supply, guaranteed security, and lots more. Call or WhatsApp my Abuja home on 0808 883 7426 0808 883 7426 or 0808 272 3824 0808 272 3824. Hurry now, promo ends soon. These opportunities also open to military personnel. My Abuja Home Limited. Affordable. Live the life.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
And yes, we're back. Thank you so much for staying with us. At this juncture, the studio lines are open. Call in and share your 2 cents, but please do that in the most civil manner. And if you must critique or criticize, please, criticisms should be objective and constructive. No use of vulgar language. Do well to turn down the volume of your radio set. Thank you. Hello and good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. Omasa.
Good morning. What's your name?
Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah, hope it's my name, Happy.
All right, Mr. Okwi, thank you for calling, but I'm sure there is a status quo that we are maintaining right here. 090-7353-0044 or 090-8766-8888 are the numbers to call this morning. Hello and good morning to you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Omensi.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, my name is Abubakar, calling from Masaka.
Abubakar, good to have you. Please go ahead.
I hope you slept well.
Yes, of course I did. Hope you did too.
Yeah. I want to comment on this Ponzi scheme that the SEC and the SEC are going after. They should go after those men. Actually, they've been responsible for the destruction of lives in this country, even as bad as the ones bandits are doing. So many persons have lost their investment in these Ponzi schemes. But I think just because I just want to make little reservation, because you've already said, if not, it is very, very wrong for Nigerians at this age you still invest in Ponzi. It is very, very disheartening, my sister. How can you put your dime in that? No matter the promises we give, they are not likely to sustain that business for more than 2 years. It happened in NMN. So Nigerians should learn. Nigerians should take lessons from the losses from their brothers.
But do you think we're going to learn any lesson from this one? Do you think Nigerians would learn?
We're supposed to, because before the NMN crashed, I remember so many publications from the central bank warning those who invested in NMN to make withdrawals. It's not likely to survive. And I actually copied and sent to some of my friends who became victims of MMN. So I'm not trying to blame victims, but it is high time we should learn. Instead, take that your money, go and invest it in something else. Invest it even in the banks. If there is any form of illiquidity or insolvency, you can run back to NDIC to get your money back. But I don't get it when you invest in a platform that you don't know who to hold. And it's really disheartening. I just think they are only these politicians are just playing games to distract us from critical national issues that we are suffering. 2027 is not here. But these people will keep from 2023, they start talking about 2027. At the time we're supposed to discuss critical national issues, they will be distracting us with their ambition and the rest.
All right,
thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And let's take this one. Hello and good morning to you.
Good morning. My line went off.
All right, Okwi, please do the needful. Let's not make a storm in a teacup, all right, this morning. All right, 090-8766-8888 or 090-7353-0044 are the numbers to call. Good morning to you, Abdul.
Hello, good morning. How am I say?
Good morning, Abdul.
This is Abdul calling from Suleja, Niger State.
How is Suleja this morning?
Suleja is very cool. As if there will be rain, we don't know yet.
All right.
But the weather is cold.
Absolutely.
How am I say?
Yes, please.
A good one from Dangote. Dangote have reduced the fuel price again. But what I want to tell our regulators is that whenever they reduce this price, you go to filling station, the price will not be reduced. I don't know what is happening. So the regulators, they should try to be going around to check these filling stations to make sure that they reduce their price.
All right.
If the price increase, the very day they increase it, you see all the filling stations, they will increase it. You see, that is very bad. I'm using this forum now to greet all our callers and our listeners on this radio. This radio station is really helping. I know our leaders, they are hearing us, but they will pretend as if they didn't hear. It's left for them. We will continue talking until they listen to us.
Right.
I was listening to one news. Look at what is happening in Burkina Faso. I'm very sorry, point of order. Now in Burkina Faso, from your primary school, nursery school to tertiary education is free education. Free education now in Burkina Faso. I don't see the reason why Nigeria cannot do that. We have more resources than Burkina Faso. Thank you very much. God bless Eagle FM. God bless Nigeria. Bye.
Thank you, Abdul, for your contribution this morning on the show. All right, let's take this one. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Amifa.
Good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Mr. Opara, calling for the Zakara. Kefi.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Opara.
Mr. Okbara. Okay.
Yeah. How is Mr. Yudi?
You is fine, thank you.
Please, Amifa, this killing Nigeria is too much. Every day we heard about killing. It's too bad. Innocent souls are dying, sharing innocent blood. And who are those people doing this? Please, I want to use the opportunity to tell the governors of Plateau State, Benue State. What am I saying now is that these people want to use that place take place like the same thing happened in Zamfara, Maiduguri. They want to take ground on Plateau and Benue. Let the governors wake up.
Okay.
For that number, let them do something before it's too late.
All right.
It's too bad. Every day killing. So I want to thank God, thank our military secretary that just arrested some Boko Haram in Lagos State. Congrats for them. They're trying. I pray for our security to try more.
Okay.
May God strengthen them. May God protect them in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I want to thank you also. This is one of Eagle FM. God bless you.
Daluo.
God bless Eagle FM and protect you in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Happy Easter in advance.
Thank you very much. Wish you the very same. All right, and we see this one from Felix. Good morning, Felix. Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. You're always getting my name from the two callers this time around.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you caught me. Thank you. Yudi is very well. He'll be here on Monday. Yes.
My humble regards to him and the management of Eagle FM. You guys are trying and doing very well.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. You see, the Tata voices of our mothers from River State is really something worrisome. That mothers cannot maintain decorum anymore. You see this group coming out on behalf of Wike, another group coming out on behalf of Fubara, another group coming on behalf of Tinubu. I don't understand. Women, what is the way forward? Are we going to continue like this? You are our mothers. You should stand for the truth, stand for honesty, stand for goodness, and stand for what is pure. I mean, okay, talking about coalition or no coalition, almost you can see the display of our politicians is all for their personal interest. They are all positioning themselves for their own interest, not for the people. If not, what is all this coalition and governors objecting to coalition and the parties divided? They are not even one. In fact, like somebody said, it's just Nigerians against APC come 2027. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, Felix, for your contribution right there. I don't know. Can we take... Okay. I think we can take more calls before we revert to the WhatsApp portal. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, you know,
Lahi, hello.
Lahi,
hello, Yagida.
I'm still learning.
King Kennedy, good to have you this morning.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you. It's a very good one this morning. But I was not pleased with what INEC boss says. Don't lose hope on democracy.
I would have loved to ask him what happened to our beavers, the time of election, because he was in charge. Now, INEC is even the major problem why we are giving up on democracy. Because at the end of the day, it is them that we accuse. Because sometimes we feel that what happened at the poll is different from what they announced. So, if we will not give up to democracy, they should rise up to their expectation. They should rise up in giving us a credible and an election that will not be doubted by anybody. I think that will go a long way. That will help us never to give up, because so far so good. If you want to compare democracy and other system of government we have experienced in Nigeria, I wouldn't want to say a lot because I'm on radio, but we've seen a lot of benefits that we got from other, system of government other than democracy. Now, talking about coalition, Atiku should not just be going about, bringing or telling us about this coalition. They should be telling us that they want to bring this coalition to end poverty, to end the insecurity, to end the hardship, not just to gain power. Because it looks as if sometimes when we have this crisis on ground, unsettled, that is what they use to campaign against, the other political parties. I think this time around, with the masses, we will not vote for political party, but we will vote for individuals that we are very sure that they will change the narrative. Thank you. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, King Kennedy, for your contribution right there. And I'd like to encourage you, King Kennedy, to join us at the 9 o'clock hour this morning on Eagles Outlook, where we're going to be having, conversation, a very insightful, an insightful conversation with a number of Nigerian youth, right, that we picked randomly, really, and we've been able to do some sort of background search, and we've seen, really looking at the antecedents, they are passionate about Nigerian politics. So we're going to be having them, lend their voices to the discourse on on Eagles Outlook by 9 a.m. today. So please do to join us at that time. All right. Hello. Good morning to you.
Hello. Good morning, Omoife.
GB. Good morning.
My name is GB.
Where are you calling us from today?
Yes, quite a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
A quick one. Atiku is saying that the governors, PDP governors stand against coalition. It will not affect the coalition. Atiku is on his own, because if he goes ahead with the coalition, who are the people that will campaign for the candidate of the coalition in the grassroots? The governors are very important in the party. They are the ones that connect to the grassroots. Atiku cannot go from state to state, local government. If the governors are against the coalition, is dead on arrival. So Atiku should know that his ambition is not greater than the PDP as a party. He is trying to work with the governors. But there is no wrangling within PDP. They have not solved that one. You want to create another one for yourself. If all the governors goes against him, where will he stand? In the last election, 5 governors were against him. And he failed. He could not win the election. And now you are going against the whole about 12 governors, say that they are on their own. Well, let him watch. Then Plateau State, I'm still wondering what is happening there. Either the failure of leadership, both at the state and the federal. If the government could claim that some people, strangers, came to a village or a community, chase away the villagers and occupy the territory and rename it, and that's it there till now, then there's a failure of leadership both at the state and the federal level.
Okay.
What our army, our military, what are they doing? That people can come to occupy somebody's village and rename it and still be there now. When we could chase Boko Haram out of Sambisa Forest, out of Lake Chad, where are those people that are occupying the village and are still living there? I think that's something we don't know that the government is to tell us. To me, it's a failure. If somebody who take over your territory your territory and occupy it and rename it and is still living there, and now you are now capping, you are now wailing and lamenting. Governor of Bodo State, he should have education and make sure those people are chased away and help to occupy their territory. Enough of all this killing. Thank you very much.
JB, before I let you go, I'd like to ask you, but I need a yes or no response from you. Do you think declaring a state of emergency would put an end to all of this, insecurity, bedeviling?
Let me tell you,
a yes or no
to the state of state of emergency.
Okay, thank you.
This is what we need is for the governor to what we need to intelligence.
Okay, thank you very much.
And the right thing, but sending look at vigilantes and sending the army and enforce curfew. These are not going to the stage of emergency.
All right,
JB. This is a section of the local government.
Okay.
Not with the local government.
All right.
They are not going to that stage.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, GB, for your contribution. I'll quickly revert to the WhatsApp portal number now. That is 0909705444 and 50. It's already 7:49 a.m. and I do not think I would be taking any message from any contributor again. All right, so let's quickly take a listen to the voice notes that we have on the WhatsApp portal. Good morning.
Good morning, Haji Agimbia, aka our radio princess. My name is Suleiman Amfulani, aka the original Fulani man photocopy from National Assembly quarters, but right away from Magamangumau to LGA Bauchi State this morning. I hope everybody is doing well. Where is our Master Yuji? Hope he's doing fine. Gaskiya, to hear that this fuel is crashing down is a very, very welcome development. We are so happy to hear that. But please, I want to urge or advise our drivers. You can see this fuel before is more than 1,000 plus. But wallahi, go and see the way that we are paying the transport where the fuel is 1,000 plus. Still, that's the money that we are paying as a transport. So we are begging our drivers, if this kind of thing is happening, let them do their own, play their own role to reduce. We are calling of the union of these drivers. Please, they should reduce their own TP, so that we are not always accusing our leaders or with negative comment they are not doing the needful. We say that because of the fuel subsidy removal, make things go high. So when the fuel come down, then let people do the needful. Everything needs to be calmed down. If truly because of removal of subsidy, make things go high. So please, they should do the needful. They should reduce the TP for we the masses, so that we to enjoy what is going on. But if always they do that, the drivers did not do the needful, that means we have a long way to go. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you very much, original Dan Fulani man from National Assembly quarters. And yes, UD is absolutely fine. You'd hear from him bright and early on Monday. Thank you so much. All right, and we see this one. This would be from Daniel, if I'm not mistaken.
My name is Daniel from Kurudu.
Good morning.
The issue of insecurity in this country is becoming a laughing stock. Just imagine what is happening in Israel and Gaza. Because Hamas kidnapped Israelites is raining bomb and everything on Gaza to make sure that they protect their citizens. We are in this country within the space of 2 weeks. Mass burial in Plateau State. Yesterday it was another attack in Benue State. Innocent life have been killed. And we have leaders that are given the responsibility to protect life and property. And yet they are nowhere to be found. You see, this is a time for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to prove to Nigeria that he loves this country. And let him encourage our security agencies. They are sleeping, they are not protecting us. This is becoming worrisome and annoying. Please, government, protect the life of your citizen. I'm not blaming the governors. They cannot control any security architecture in the state. The primary responsibility of government is to protect life and property, and that lies on the shoulder of Mr. President. Please let him wake up to his responsibility. Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Daniel, for your contribution. But using the Israel-Palestinian or Gaza war, I really don't think that's a good, example. It's completely different from what is obtainable right now in Nigeria. So that some people from some quarters would not, perceive your submission wrongly. But thank you regardless, Daniel, for your contribution. Salasi, good morning to you.
Good morning, Omo Efe.
Good morning.
Adeze, and the Hajia of Eagle FM 1. My name is Salasi, sending this voice note right now from Garki.
Right.
I want to talk about the insecurity. You look at the massacre that took place in Plateau. In no less than 2 weeks, over 100 people killed in Plateau. Now the governor is giving order of of banning night grazing and banning of Okada. That is not the problem. He should get those criminals arrested. They are no spirit. They came in and kill people and go away. So we are urging the governor to do the needful. We are urging the president that is in France to do the needful, to see that they stop this insecurity. Look at what Boko Haram did again in Adamawa. They are there, killing people. Is there no anything that we listen to the news without hearing all this bad news? Then come to the Benue. Even when Peter Obi wanted to visit Benue to render assistance for the people for internal display places, this governor that calling himself Reverend Father, stop Peter Obi, and he cannot take care of the Benue people. Look at what is going on in Benue. People losing their life every day. Must we bring politics into everything? Thank you.
Salasi, thank you very much. But do you think you're being fair to the governor by, bringing his religious inclination into the conversation? Can we just distance, the fact that he's a Reverend Father from him being the governor of the state? No pun intended, by the way. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Amoife.
Yes.
This is Peter. I'm recording this voice recording from Dawaki.
Good to
I
have
want
you.
to first of all thank you for the great job you are doing. But I have some little observation. The observation is that this program is supposed to be newspaper review, where you go ahead and review the headings of the newspaper and then allow callers to call in to share their contribution. The truth is that I enjoy the contribution of the callers more than the paper you guys are actually reading. But what I observe is that before you post a newspaper review, you spend a lot of time saying so many things that are not relevant to the newspaper review. And I think it would be better if you and Odax we caution some of those things. With some time when you start greeting people, you can go ahead and greet in different languages, but don't begin to say the Banker said it, the Yoruba said it, the Hausa said it. All of this goes a long way. So take the time you should have spent reading the newspaper. And again, when people make their contribution, don't try to argue with them or explain to them what the government has done or what they should have said or what not to say. It's actually their opinion. And that is why you normally say the views expressed out of those people. When Cassandra heard it yesterday, she went straight just to the newspaper review, and it was so nice that she handled it. And I was thinking she could even continue doing it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for that observation. But there's something called the devil's advocate. I'm sure, I really don't know if you're aware of that, but as a presenter on the show, it's really unprofessional that one will sit and have a contributor just spill, things without any form of interjection, especially when you are talking off point. All right, would like to have your opinions really, but if there's need for one to interject, we'll just have to do that. You might just want to intimate yourself on what a devil's advocate is all about as far as journalism or broadcasting is concerned. Thank you very much. All right, and we see this one from Honorable Edward from Apo. Good morning to you.
Good morning. My name is Honorable Edward from Apo.
Right.
We are the problem to ourselves in Nigeria. You see, the fuel is down, then Nigerians, the marketers, and whatever they are refusing to bring the fuel down. We are the problem to ourselves. But if they increase price now, they will take it up within 10 minutes. We are the problem to ourselves. I am so happy today that Nigeria has finally caught light from Nigeria. That's the sense overdue. So welcome development. And I want to advise Atiku. You should know that the problem in PDP can also be introduced in whichever party. You should know that something is wrong. I appreciate him for planning to decamp to another party because PDP is nowhere now. PDP is nowhere now. So I appreciate him for that. But you should know that the problem in PDP can be introduced in another party. Yes, can be introduced in another party. Because what is happening in Nigeria, I don't understand. Benue killings, it has become a daily decision. We are helpless in Benue State. Federal government should just take a drastic decision about Benue State. We are helpless. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Edward from Apo. Indeed, a lot is going on at the moment in Benue State, all right? And we see this message from Lion Boy from FGE Lokogoma. He says, good morning, Omoefe. It's another wonderful day. Obi telling President Tinubu to come back. Is Obi supposed to be telling him what to do? Why would your house be on fire and you will be in another man's country enjoying yourself? Africa should return to monarchy rule. Then okay, what does that mean? And then for Atiku, he should stop, distracting us at this point in time. Nigeria is not settled as it is now. God bless Nigeria. Lion Boy, thank you for that message. And I see this one from James. James from Suleja says, good morning, Efe for short. Let me start with the arrest of suspected Boko Haram members in Lagos. Isn't it funny that those ones in Lagos are suspected Boko Haram members, but the ones recently caught in the South are hunters? Don't make a storm in a teacup, okay? But Nigeria is just one big crime scene. I can list the number of Ponzi schemes that have come, fleeced Nigerians, and SEC and anti-graft agencies look the other way. Where is a Chinmark or Viauza, MBA Forex? What does that mean? Let them just keep quiet and allow those who lost money lick their wounds. They seem to be a part of the arrangement from the onset. Now, that's a very strong claim, James, to say that they are part of the arrangement from the onset, and we are not privy to that information, okay? The responsibility of the government as enshrined in the Constitution is protection of lives and properties. Majority of states are currently under attack and ravaged by insecurity. We all saw the reaction we got from the government its agencies and the top northern elite over the killings in Uromi. Can we honestly say we get the same response when these killings and attacks on communities happen time and time again? All right, James, I'll leave it there. All right, and Uche from Central Area says, good morning. The regulatory agencies have much blame on the continuous existence of the Ponzi schemes, because if they are not legally registered, why are they still operating? Blaming the citizens is the least of the problems. Secondly, the continuous killings in Plateau and Benue State, which has continued unabated, calls for concern. Is it that the authorities have no more regard for the lives of citizens? Finally, there is a contradiction from the Niger Republic stories. Nigeria cutting off electricity and at the same time taking peace delegation to the same country. Uche, thank you so much for that message. Ogademano Austin from Adona, Sarawak State says the federal government is playing politics with people's lives in Plateau, Benue, and the country at large for still allowing the killing to take place on a daily basis. On the Ponzi scheme victims, they should get up from their falling and never remain on the ground. It is not over. It is one of those things in life. Your falling is a means to start again more intelligently. Thank you very much, Ogademano Austin. And I see this one from Abbas reporting from Duse. He says, good morning, compliments of the day on PMS going down. We can all see how transparent Dangote refinery has been to Nigerians. If not for Dangote, whether price drop at the international market by 50%, NNPCL and the marketers would never drop the price. They will keep giving frivolous reasons why price will remain high. This deceptive action must stop. Furthermore, I want to plead with Dangote to ensure this reduction is being reflected at the filling stations, because we are not seeing this reduction. All right, thank you so much. And I'm afraid I'll just have to leave it here. To all of the contributors we have on Facebook, Grace Emmanuel, Oza Francis, always watching us live from Amagunze in Enugu State, Adewale Olamilekong, and a host of others. Thank you all so much for keeping